We live, we live. What's good, family? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY. Hey, real quick, man, let me start off by apologizing. I didn't do the live today for the awakening hour on the path of pure righteousness. Didn't get a chance to. I gave you guys a response, right? Common courtesy, letting you guys know that Monday I had some business things to attend to, take care of, and the business venture went good. Just waiting for a few paperwork to get back, and we outside with it, man. Right? So again, I gave you guys the announcement, so my apologies. But on a serious note, man. On a serious note, man, we're gonna talk about it, man. But before I do that, I hope everybody's feeling good. I hope everybody is happy. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful, beautiful day right now. And in Brooklyn, man. It's beautiful. It's like 81 degrees. I'm about to take full advantage of this weather. Gonna sit down, chill. Gonna do a light workout. You know what I'm saying? 10-10 win. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. Just keeping my body and my temple pure. Shout out to Bantu. You know what I'm saying? Bantu Empress. You feel me? And she let it. She said something today that really resonated with me. That's far as like ensuring that our energies is always on high. Our vibrations is not tampered with. It's not being met with negative and feminine energy. That these two energies that has overtaken the black and brown community. Negative and feminine energy has overtaken the black and brown community. Negative and feminine energy has overtaken the black and brown community. And she said something, and she's absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? It's very important that you guys, secure your energy, protect, keep your peace. You know what I'm saying? And never invest your stuff in foolishness. Right? And bad energy doesn't just come from an individual as far as their personality. Bad energy can also come from their ideologies. You know what I'm saying? People's psyches, how they see the world, how they perceive the world, what they believe in, what they can be gullible to, what they can be sucked into. Pause. You know what I'm saying? These things really affect the minds of people as well, right? So it's not just a person's characteristics that can produce negative energy, just your viewpoints. You know what I'm saying? Just by the food that you eat. You know what I'm saying? The people that you hang around. And I see that today. You know what I'm saying? just witnessing just witnessing this young girl, and she probably no more than 21 years old, 1921, but just by her aura and how she speak, how she conduct herself, you can tell like she comes from a low income, low vibration, toxic energy type environment. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that, people like myself is able to identify that. And I'm able to identify it because of two reasons. For one, I once was in that negative state, right? I once was in that negative state. And for two, when you are in this path of righteousness, right, your mind, your soul becomes different. It becomes one with the universe. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I miss the holy holy and I could change the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on that journey, on that path and trying to find myself, right? But in order for me to do that, I gotta first cleanse myself. And it's like this cleansing is really harder than what people think it is, right? Spending 400 years, we spending 400 years of indoctrination, right? That's knowledge and wisdom that's been passed down to your elders, down to you, from your children, what I'm saying, from your mother to your aunties, your uncles, and it's been passed on to you, and some of us even pass it on to our children. And now this ideology, that's the biggest test for us right now, is literally having to remove that from us, right? So I'm on that path. I'm on that journey. I know a lot of you guys thinking that I stepped away from righteousness. I didn't step away from righteousness. I stepped away from that satanic book. I stepped away from the lies that was placed in the book, the confusion and the corruption. And it's not. And listen, some of you guys need the book. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys need the book to level you out. Me, I'm advanced. You know what I'm saying? I've gained enough knowledge. I've taught everything that I need to teach out of that book. I also was able to identify all the lies that was also written in that book. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of lies. And this is the reason why I try to educate you guys and inform you guys and show you guys and tell you guys that you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot allow these books that was written and given unto the slaves, the peasants. You can't allow these things to be your end all be all. You can't. You just can't do that. You understand? It's just not conducive. You know what I'm saying? Once a lie is always a lie. You know what I mean? When you start picking and choosing what to believe in, what to take and what not to take, that's when it becomes a belief, right? And what you take in, what you perceive to be good or not, is gonna be based on the knowledge somebody told you. It's not gonna be a knowledge given unto you by God, okay? Because the God that created the universe, okay, the substance that created the entire universe is not the person spoken of in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And the sooner you guys realize that, the sooner we can make change and rebuild and fix not only the community but also ourselves. You understand? This is just the fact. You feel me? We got a lot of cleansing to do as individuals. We got a lot of healing to do. We need to go back into seeking pure righteousness. And this is what I do on the awakening hour, is to guide us into pure righteousness. And a lot of you guys don't understand, everything has to be in order. Everything. It's a universal balance. Our food intake got to be in order. Our breathing techniques got to be in order. Our herbal intakes got to be in order. Our our consumptions when it comes to water, liquid, our consumptions when it comes to devices, all of these things got to be in order. It got to be in order. And if it's not in order, all it needs is just one crack, and that crack could prevent somebody from being completely healed. And these are the things that you guys are witnessing, right? You're witnessing individuals who's not healed, and we're not only are we not healed, but we also not trying to face our trauma. You understand? We're not trying to face the trauma. Our trauma is our reality, and you can't run from it. You can't hide it. You can't go around it. You can't do nothing. You have to face it. You have to face it and have to realize where is this trauma coming from. Who initiated such trauma, and you have to stop putting a burden on yourself and say lies that says that it's because of your ancestors is the reason why you are in these circumstances, that minimize the things that was done to you. That's what that does. That's what that was written. That's why it was given unto you. So it can minimize the atrocities that happen to you guys. You understand? Just like when you read it and you see things in the book of Ephesians, it justifies you being a slave, telling you to be content and staying in that mentality because something greater is going to come. Judgment is on this earth. Judgment, 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 judgment. There's no judgment coming, people. The only judgment that's going to come on this earth is when we, you know what I'm saying, go to RAW reverse against these individuals. When we RAW in reverse go against these individuals, that's when things is gonna come. That's when the creator, that's when the universe, but we're not there. And it would and this thing that I'm saying has been done, and it has been proven that it worked, and we was victorious, and we fell because we wanted to still be like that. We wanted to dwell with them. So the harsh things that they did to us, we was doing it back, not only to our people, but we was doing the harsh things to the universe. And because of that, this is the reason why we in these circumstances. Okay? Don't allow nobody to feed you anything. Okay? Your history And like I said once, I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna say it in all confidence. Your history, I repeat, your history does not come from no bibl. That's not your history. These are made up stories. I'm gonna show you today, later on today. I might, right? And shout out to my brother. And this is not even throwing shade at my brother because I know my brother. He means well. He wants us to put our mind back into Africa. Shout out to my brother. And he posted something about the capital of Cameroon. The capital of Cameroon is I forgot what it's called. If you guys know what it's called, please put it in the chat. But the capital of Cameroon is why something, and he said that it's associated. It's stated or it's said to be Judah or something like that. So when I seen that, I had to let him know, like that name. Understand this, people. That name was created, and I repeat, was created. That name, that city, that capital was created in 1883. 1883, this capital of this name was created, which means that prior to these people's invasion, there was no such thing as a city capital by that name. This is the facts, people. There's no city capital by that name. So if there's no city capital by that name, you can't tell me that this is what this is. This is us, and this is validation that the Biblos is about us. Like I told you guys before, a lot of names was changed. A lot of things was created after we was colonialized. Once we got colonized, these people done created different things, put different things. All of that was intentional, people. You got to understand that these things was intentional. See, you guys are not understanding what they're doing. They want Africa all for themselves. So they're creating these names and these locations. So when the time is right, after the mass majority of you guys has been exterminated, listen carefully. After a mass majority of you guys has been exterminated, they are going to claim that place for their own. Okay? As long as you are bringing forth their gods into your space, you will for always be in their control. You will remain there. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can fight. There's nothing you can do. I'm sorry. As long as you continue calling on their gods, they will forever be over you. Okay? As long as you thinking that these customs that was given unto you by slave masters, if you think these customs is you, you will forever be at the bottom. There's no there's no redemption for you. There's no salvation. There's no uprise. There's nothing. You will forever be a peasant because you're following the ways of you know who. And not only are you following the way, but you also rejecting who you are. You rejecting who you are. You rejecting your culture. You rejecting your customs. You rejecting your characteristics. The characteristics we present today is not of us. The way that we act, the way that we talk, like I said, the food that you eat and the knowledge and the ideology that you have retrieved over the years can also lower your frequency. And these are the things that you see going on now. Our frequency is completely shuttered, man. It's shuttered and it's broken. It's shattered, should I say. And the only way we're gonna get that back is to first cleanse ourselves. I repeat, cleanse ourselves. Shout out to the men and the women that's locking their hair. Shout out to the men that's growing their beards. Shout out to the woman that's putting away the makeup. Shout out to all these individuals who's doing the necessary things and building themselves up. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of our people is doing that building. You know what I mean? And this is what you call the awakening. This awakening that you see going on this earth is the universe, is the creators putting things back in its proper perspective. And these dudes and these people, that's the one percenters, are panicking. And because through they panic, they're putting, they putting things in the air. You know what I'm saying? They getting people medically situated. All of these things is occurring intentionally because they are in a state of panic, right? The state of panic is these people not being able to control the masses anymore. It's very hard for you to control our people. A lot of our people is in that mindset of, nah, I'm not listening to that. You know what I mean? These things that they, excuse me, you know what? Hold on. I got infatuated for this this coffee candy, man. This one tastes amazing. But where was I? The things that they turn us out to become, the things that they made us become, is backfiring against them, right? That's that old spirit of that spirit of rebellion is backfiring. You know what I'm saying? It's backfiring. So this is why they're doing the things that they're doing now to prevent the growth. But the question remains: is there judgment? Will there be judgment? There's no judgment coming. None of that. All of that, like I said, all of that was created in the council, the Council of Nicaea. All of these things. Let me tell you something, people. Once upon a time, if you was caught reading the biblos, you was beheaded. King James' mother, which you guys may know as Bloody Mary, she was the one that was literally killing and dismantling anybody that was caught reading the biblos. That's where Bloody Mary comes from. When you say her name 3 times in the mirror, something bad happens, it's referring to King James' moms or his aunt, one or the other. I don't remember. I think that was his mom's. But she was the one that was murdering individuals who was walking around and claiming and reading these biblos because she knew the atrocities. And the book of Revelation, these things was taken out numerous of times because when the person wrote the book of Revelation, it was referring to the Roman Catholic Church. This joint was never referring to New Time prophecy. These things, when you do your homework, and I'm talking about in-depth homework, you're going to see that these prophecies has already been fulfilled, every single one of them. And some of them is just made up stories to keep brothers and sisters looking forward to something. Okay? I can't take the story of Jesus coming again when the story of Jesus is literally a copy and paste from the Book of the Dead and from Kishna. Like literally, hand for hand. Took a piece of Krishna, took a piece of the Book of the Dead, compiled it together, and created the New Testament. This is what the Council of Nicaea was about, and that they had to ensure that they put um they put their mythological stories as well, like the story of hell. Why was the story of hell? That's why you notice that the story of hell or the word hell is never mentioned in the Old Testament, but they made sure that they enter it in the New Testament. Fire and brimstones, condemnation, etc., etc. And then when you read the Apocalypse of Paul, Paul is a New Testament character. The Apocalypse of Peter, these are New Testament characters. Okay, the book of Josephus didn't Josephus, first of all, Josephus was working with them, and it was ordered by the kings to compile a story to justify the biblos, to keep people in the state of keep people in the state of submission. That's just what it was. This is how you keep people in a state of submission. You got to present them with a level of fear. See, religion was instituted to the people with fear. It wasn't a just simple, hey man, join my organization. It wasn't that. It was, yo, yeah, you better do this or you gonna get killed and you gonna go to hell if you try to rebel. You understand? This is what they did. But the story of hell is a mystical story that was told in Greek. That used to be stories that they used to tell their children when their children was going to sleep, and then the child would say to their parents, "Can you tell us a scary movie or a scary story?" And then they'll give you a story about hell. This is and that same concept and ideology still goes on to this very day. That's why if you go on, I don't know if you guys got these streaming platforms, but every time you're gonna always see so much movies based on hell. Why is that? Because this is what they do. It's about promoting the fear, right? So we live our lives with the ideology that if we don't do right, we're gonna go to hell. If we don't keep the commandments, we're gonna go to hell. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And I'm here to tell you, man, that story is a lie. It's not true at all, whatsoever. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. So once you realize that, then you gotta put your mind on righteousness, right? We as individuals, according to our customs and culture, from what I've been studying, from the people that I've been speaking to, they stated that our afterlife is different from Christianity. Christianity tells you that when you die, based on what you do on this earth, you can go to heaven or hell. That's what comes with Christianity. Islam do the same thing, right? Judaism do the same thing, right? All the Abrahamic religions do the same thing, right? They tell you this is what's gonna happen if you do good, this is what's gonna happen if you do bad, right? They all feed in the same thing. But in reality, in reality, our customs is not of that nature. We never did such things. You understand? We never believed in the story of hell, right? We still connect to our ancestors. I'm gonna give you an example. When you guys see the Black Panther, and when the father died, right? Chad Baldwick had to. They gave him a potion, and this potion, led him to see his father. And his father explained to him what was going on and said this, that, etc., etc. That right there, that ideology, where does that come from? You don't just think these things. Somebody had to tell you. You had to witness it in order for you to write it. You don't just get ideas like that out of thin air. I say this all the time, and that's what happens. Okay, we don't die. We're required to connect to our ancestors. Only it's through religion that tells you that it was forbidden. Religion tells you that you should not worship the dead, but yet you following the ways of Abraham. You're worshiping the dead. They tell you not to worship the dead, but you're following the ways of Jesus. Jesus is dead. They tell you not to worship the dead, but you're following the ways of Moses. Moses is dead. This is the contradiction. You see what religion do? Religion says you can do witchcraft and sorcery as long as it's under the guideline of my religion. You can do whatever you want. But outside of that is called, my son got his own show now. Shout out to my son Queensfoot. Outside of that, they call that sorcery. They say that that's wicked. They say that that's evil. They say black magic is evil. They telling you anything that is black is evil. When you go and do your homework and you research these higher ups, these Vaticans, the popes. I'm talking about those that conducted the slavery. Crossing the street, talking about those that conducted the slavery, those that had their hands behind it, those that had the reasoning. The first thing that they said, we have to remove them from their spirituality. We have to convert them into our religion, and we must demonize anything and everything that these people consider their customs. We're going to demonize it. We're going to call it hell. And then the objective was to teach such ideology to the children. because they could not get the O. I repeat, they could not get the O. So they was teaching the children. They the ones that put train up a child from young so when they get old they won't depart. That was put there to justify what they was doing unto your people. So when we was questioning, you're going to say, listen, God said that we supposed to do this. It's the same script. When you look at how these dudes is teaching this word, when you see these people's approach, when you see their mentality and their viewpoint, it's no better than the missionaries. It's no better than the kings, the pope, all these individuals that made it their duty to convert us into their ideology. And now that we have been 1,000% invested, they're not showing their hands. They're not showing you that, oh, this never existed. Oh, this is not real. This is not truth. This is this. This is that. This is knowledge that these people done knew about. They've been knew about, you know, how religion was a joke. They've been doing this. If you think I'm lying, what do you think? Why you think they make sport games the most popular games on Sunday? This Sunday that just passed was the WNBA championship. Then right after that you had Sunday night football. Then you got Sunday World Series. Then you got Sunday NBA Finals. Why are all these things taking place on Sunday? Because Sunday is nothing but another day. But they had to tell you that it was something serious, right? But deep down they know. These people know. These people know. And I know it's hard for you to process it, but you have to start doing your studies outside of reading the bibl. Listen, if you come from where I come from, because I'm about to say you gotta come from where I come from. But if you come from where I come from, right, when somebody plays you, right, when you get played, right, somebody sells you, they just call it like this. If somebody gave you a counterfeit 100, right, and they did it more than once, would you still be willing to accept cash payment from this individual, or you would want a different type of payment? Make that make sense? What I'm saying is, if you know that the big blues is lies, right? Like the name Jesus, right? Like certain stories, certain things that's not adding up. But if you know that these things is lies, by default, you got to put that down. Like, oh, nah, this is not it, because the word of God is not supposed to be tainted. Okay, the word of God isn't supposed to be changed. It's not. But since it is, that only lets me know that this word of God is not the word of God, but it's the word of man. Okay? And when you realize that it's the word of man, and when you doing, like I said, and you doing your studies, and you seeking righteousness, the creators will display all the required evidence you need to understand what the heck is going on. Okay? But you gotta seek it, and you don't want to receive knowledge to condemn or to prove that this Euro-Christian ideology is the way. You don't want to do that for that. You want to gather information to find closure to your identity. It's about finding closure. Like, damn, I gotta find myself. I know the only way I'm gonna find myself is I gotta really look into this. I gotta pay attention. I gotta watch their characteristics. I gotta see they do's and they don't do. I gotta know whatever they say is right, then you know it's wrong. And whatever they tell you is wrong, you know it's right. You got to know that. The same Biblos tell you broad is the narrow path to destruction. The book tell you that. So if broad is the narrow path to destruction, why are we so broad minded? Got to ask yourself this question. Religion is a it's a broad organization. It's doors that's opening for everybody. Doesn't matter your nationality. Doesn't even matter your sex preference. Those doors is open for everybody. So if these doors and all these things are open for everybody, then like I said, you gotta question that. How can that be of God when stuff like that is promoted and it goes against the universal order? Okay, a man and a man is not a universal order. A man and a woman and a woman is not a universal order. It's not. It's not, people. You gotta realize that. You feel me? You gotta just realize that it's not a universal order. Okay? Like I said, it's very important, and it's about that time we remove ourselves from such ideologies. Man. There's no judgment that's coming. The judgment will be handed by us, for us, by us, and nobody else. Nobody else. The judgment is gonna come when we take back Africa. We gotta take back our land. We gotta take back our land, El Kebulan, the El. We gotta take that back. We gotta take that back. We gotta fight for that back. We gotta be willing to die for that. Yes. You gotta die for your ancestors. There ain't gonna be no hell for you. Like I said, that's a mystical story that was created by the Greeks. It was a Greek story, just like Hercules and Zeus. These are stories purposely written to control you, to control the masses. Remember, the Council of Nicaea happened way after Caesar, what is it, Julius Caesar was executed. Okay, these things occurred then. So they had to create something to keep the people under their control. How do you control people? You control people by giving them fear. Give them fear and faith into something that they can't see, nor feel, nor touch, but they can hope for. So these are the things that individual was hoping for. You feel me? And we was and we was fearful, and that's what they've been using for the last how many years? How long has the Roman Catholic Euro Christian ideology been on this earth? How long? However long is how long that they've been under control of the humanity. All humanity is under their control. This is fact, people. You feel me? This is fact. It's not no opinion, it's not no belief, it's a fact. This is the hard. This is the hard truth. This is the things that people are afraid to accept. It's a fact. Religion was given unto us by fear. It wasn't given unto us by prosperity. It wasn't given unto us by unity. It wasn't given unto us by creating a righteous community. Absolutely not. That's not how it was given to you. It was given to you by force. It said, if you do not accept this man, Jesus, as your Lord and Savior, I will behead you. You will be executed. You will be terminated. You will be this. You will be that. That's what came along with Jesus. And I know you guys don't, you know what I'm saying? I know you guys find it crazy. That's what came with that, man. Facts. That's what came with it. Now the question is, who's ready to let that go? Who's ready to let that go? Let it go. Fight the fight. Fight the fight. Fight that power. That power is religion. That power is their ideology. That power is their system. That power is their influence. That's their. A lot of us just want to live our. A lot of us just want to live our lives. A lot of us just want to. You know what I'm saying? We just want to play around and do the nonsense. But in reality, freedom is a must. Freedom is everything. Freedom is priority. Freedom. Even for the Europeans, a lot of you Europeans is held captive. You held captive by the ideology as well. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Call my client. What's his number? You know what I'm saying? What's up, my guy? Where you at? I'm outside. Come by the park. All right. Yeah, my bad, guys. But yeah, even you guys has been confused as well. The ideology has been more destructive for the people, man. And shout out to the Europeans that's waking up and exposing this lie that they knew for a very long time. Like I said, these people been knew this, right? These people, when we at church on Sundays, they watching football. While we there for 10 hours, 15 hours, they're taking the time out to create a business plan and you know what I'm saying, buy land and buy properties. We're not doing that because our focus is to literally go out and go serve Jesus, a fictional character that never existed, man. Never existed, bro. Never existed. And for those that's in the African awareness, this ascendancy never existed. All these things is lies, never existed. Lies after lies after lies after lies after lies, never existed. Nobody in Africa can tell you pinpoint where this man was, where he was, where the tomb was at, where he was buried at. All of these things is just made up stories to control the masses. People are just we're just using something to justify our lack of ambition, our lack of combat, our lack of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Putting these things into play to fall into acceptance of not being an alpha, not being a warrior. We don't want to be warriors. We want the world to fight this war for us and hopes that these people give you reparations. This is what we call it on. Black people want reparations. Black people want integration. Black people want uh, 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 um solution. Black people want to be a part of a congregation. Black people want to be a part of all the madness that's really doing more damage, detrimental to our people than good. This is what we doing. This is facts, guys. You feel me? But I don't know what to tell you, man. There ain't gonna be no judgment. Like I said, later on tonight, I'm gonna come home. As soon as I'm finished with my client, I'll probably be home by I say 9 o'clock. So I'll probably do something, right then and there. And we're gonna discuss this whole Cameroon, the capital of Cameroon, and it's a justification into why, you know, it's the Holy Land or whatnot. I mean, it shows proof that the biblos is valid and it's our book. I'm gonna prove to you that it's not. All lies, man. All of it, lies after lies after lies. Anyway, man, it's your brother man from the motherland. I'll be on later on tonight. Continue supporting. Get yourself some merchandise. Brand new episode out right now. It's called Jesus is on Trial. You should watch it. Tune in. It's just straight audio. I'm stepping away from the visuals because you guys see my face too many times, and I don't want you guys to be overwhelmed with the beauty. You hear? So just tune in, watch it, support it. We outside. You know who I am. I am Mr. Keep My Foot on you know what, and I'm going to holler at you.